What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ebony here, and thank you for tuning into another video. I know it's been a while. Do not fight me, okay? I have just been living life, and we're gonna leave it at that, okay? I've been living life, and on this journey of living life, as you can see by the title of this video, I decided to start my Sisterlock's journey, and I'm so excited for this journey. This is the best investment that I've made this entire year so far. I have no regrets, and I've officially been 3 months Sisterlocked, and I'm so turned, okay? If you're interested in hearing just about my Sisterlock's journey and how we've gotten to this point, keep on watching. Make sure to thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and let's get into it. So first things first, I wanted to show off my birth certificate for my hair. I don't know if a lot of people even do this or go this far to do this, but I had to do it because, I don't know, it just really felt like a really big decision in my life that I made, and I'm really happy that I made it. But to get into this whole lock thing and how I even came about even wanting to get locks, first of all, I never in my life thought I would have locks in my head. You couldn't even ask me some years ago if I would have ever had locks, because it would have been a double check hell no, okay? I just love the versatility of hair and being able to take styles out whenever I get ready, being able to change my hair into this, that, and the third, being able to rock my wigs, and I love my wigs. Me and my wigs is like this. And that's another reason why I even got Sisterlocks, because of the level of versatility compared to traditional locks. There's way more versatility within Sisterlocks, and although it's a lot more pricier and it's a lot more time consuming to even just get installed, it just overall was worth it to me because I'm someone that is really big on hair. I love hair. I love anything hair. I love all things hair. I love the hair store. I just love all things hair, and you know, it was something that I never expected I would even get to. So how did it get started is the question. How did I even get to the point of even wanting to get locks? All right, let's see if I can breeze through this real quick, okay? I'm trying to go as quick as I can because I said I was gonna keep y'all here under a certain amount of time. So basically, I was going through a transition period where I just needed to just not be worried about doing my hair, right? So I just started looking into other ways and other things that I could do to my hair aside from getting box braids, because I was really overdoing box braids. I haven't really been in tune with box braids for a long time, or any type of box braid style for a long time, although the stylists out here been eating. And if I was still on that, just wanting to sit in a chair and get braided up energy, you know, on that vibe, girl, we would have been locked in with a few of them already, okay? I just wanted something that I could just save money with and, you know, just let my hair do what it wants to do for a little while, and, you know, just kind of go with the flow in life and get my stuff back in order, get back balanced. So I was just looking around, and I somehow stumbled across a girl who was doing micro locks. She was doing micro locks in her hair, and she did them herself. She started off with a 2-strand twist, and she was maintaining them, and they were flourishing, and they looked amazing. I'm like, I'm really that person that's like, I could do that. I could save my money. I don't gotta go to nobody for them to do that. I don't gotta get them my money. I was like, okay, I need something that I can do for myself, that I could just keep in my hair. And again, box braids, I just wasn't interested in it. So I ended up trying to do them myself. Now, granted, I've been a free natural since 2015, and I love being a free natural, but as a type 4 hair girly, even a type 3B and up girly in general, like, you know, our hair requires a lot more maintenance, and we have to make sure that we're giving our hair that care. And I really wasn't. Like, I had a head full of hair, and I was just going through the motions of life, going through the ups and downs, realizing my hair was breaking off, realizing that my hair was thinning out. I was so stressed out at one point, my hair was thinning out. I was like, okay, I need to do something with my hair. I need to do something with my hair right now, okay? And I didn't feel like box braiding, because I was gonna end up doing it myself. I was gonna get box braids, and I just didn't feel like box braiding. I saw the girl, she did her own micro locks, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do micro locks. Like, that's what I'm gonna do. I never even knew about micro locks. Trust me, I watched a lot of videos before I even decided to make the decision to do it to myself. I watched a lot of videos about them, and I was like, oh my God, these are really cute. I'm just like, oh, people start with 2-strand twists. Like, a lot of people were started with 2-strand twists. I did see people start with braids as well, like just braiding their hair like box braids in their hair, just skinny, small, slim plaits in their hair and stuff. But I saw the 2-strand. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that because that's the most simplest way to do it. Now, granted, when I started these, they looked pretty normal. They just looked like the normal average 2 strands that I would do to my hair whenever I wanted to do a free natural hairstyle or whatever. And that's kind of a little bit of what played a part of it being a downside, because the way that I started my 2 strands for my locks, I did not start with a braid. I just went straight into twisting. That was my first mistake. We're gonna rewind back a little bit, get back to the point of when I actually put them in my head. I actually liked them. Like, they were really cute, and I was kind of like styling them a little bit, and they were exactly what I needed for the time frame of me going through that transition period that I was going through. Then, you know, time passes and new growth comes, and my hair needs to be washed, and it also needs to be retightened, because with Sisterlocks and microlocks, they do require interlocking. And microlocks, you can also palm roll. Some microlocks, I do see that some girls go the palm roll route, but generally the majority of the videos that I was watching, the microlocks were interlocked. Of course, I had to learn the interlocking method, the 3-point rotation, the 4-point rotation. I was like, this is easy, this is simple, I can do it. Okay, it's a lot easier to do it on somebody else than yourself, simply because you really can't see what's going on in a lot of angles of your head. So I will say that it wasn't as easy as I thought, but it wasn't as hard either. Okay, follow with me, cool. I went with the interlocking method, and the next mistake that I made really with those locks was that I was wetting my hair. Like every time I took a shower, I washed my hair. And the thing that I didn't realize at the time was every time that I wet my hair, one, because my base wasn't braided, the twist and all the interlocking that I was doing to my hair, it was slipping because there really wasn't a firm foundation in it, and I did not have a specific knowledge of a process, because the micro lock girlies weren't talking about braiding and banding, you know. So that was another thing. I was wetting and washing my hair too often, far too often and too much, and my hair was slipping, and that slippage looked more like new growth to me, so I thought it was a good thing. But really it was just all the work that I put in of twisting and then interlocking was just like slowly just undoing itself, basically. So with having those in my head for the certain amount of time that I had them, I started to look in the mirror and not like what I saw. I did not like my hair at all. And one thing again that I just really don't play about is my hair. Like, I just like my hair to look a certain way, and I do not like looking a mess. I don't like giving buckwheat, and I don't like giving whatever I was giving, banshee. I don't know what was going on, but my hair just wasn't looking good anymore. And I was still going through a transition period in my life during that time frame. I was just so over it. And I just wanted to just feel like I was getting a fresh start. I was starting over. And that's when I decided to cut my hair off. I cut my hair off, and I'm gonna tell you one thing. If you've ever seen Poetic Justice, Janet Jackson, when she's like in the mirror, like braiding her hair, and you hear her theme song in the back, I heard from a friend today, just going through the motions, like she was crying and stuff. That was me. That was me. She was overwhelmed with life. She was overwhelmed with herself. She was looking at herself, and you know, just all of those thoughts. Like, I'm really cutting my hair off with scissors, going through each chunk of that mess that I thought I was making into micro locks, just cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting until there was nothing. I don't even know, like, I just knew that I wasn't happy with the way that I looked with those dang micro locks. I was going through it, y'all. I was going through it, but we came out of it, okay? I did that big chop, and the first couple of days, I was a little regretful. I was just like, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I did this. And then about a weekend, I was like, I actually like this. I was really, really enjoying just like feeling like I didn't have to worry about anything to do with my hair. I actually really needed that. Like, sometimes it's crazy how we like do impulsive things. I'm an impulsive person. We just do impulsive things, and sometimes we don't even realize that it's something that we really need. Like, our soul just really need to feel like released from something. It's like an energy thing, and I believe it, because when I tell y'all, I felt real good. Like, I felt real good. I gave it some time, and I realized, like, girl, you still pretty. Like, you still pretty now. I was a little in the morning time, you know, but when you wash up and you put some effort in, put some earrings on, you actually, girl, you are beautiful in your natural beauty, in your natural essence. So yeah, I did an impulse cut. I didn't regret it. It was a time, and I enjoyed that time. It was easy to manage, and mainly I wore wigs during that time anyways. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Y'all thought I was out here looking like that. I wasn't. I definitely wore wigs majority of that time. So my hair actually was doing a lot of growing without me just touching it or whatever. I would just, you know, every like month and a half, take my wig off, wash my hair, wash the wig. My hair grew, I'll cornroll it at the point where it got to the point where I could grip it enough to cornroll it. And we was back in business, baby. We was just living. In between the times, you know, of me not wearing a wig, I was just out here going to the store, living my life, minding my business, not seeing nobody I knew, thank the heavens. Cause you know, it would have been a little hard to explain. Fast forward, getting through that process, my TWA coming in or whatever. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, what I want to do next with my hair. So with that failed attempt of micro locks, I still had the desire to consider getting locks in my hair, because at this point, I've pretty much been free natural for a while. I was wearing a relaxer all the way up until I was in 12th grade. And then I just stopped getting relaxers and, you know, things of that sort. So, you know, I feel like I kind of had the best of both worlds. I need to try something different now. That's how I was feeling. And I felt like I wanted to give locks a chance again. I was like, okay, I think I want traditional locks. At the time, I was looking at the starter locks and, you know, just that whole process when people get starter locks for their traditional locks and how their hair is just so short. And I just didn't like that phase. And I was like, I'm not doing that to my TWA. I'm not going to be out here. They will never see my hair. I am not walking around looking like that. Like, I swear I just wasn't going to do it. I decided to consider lock extensions. And what made me consider lock extensions is I had an ex-coworker that she had her starter locks with her real hair done by this stylist or this loctician, and she would always shout her loctician out or whatever. So I went to her loctician page because she'd be eating my ex-coworker's hair down. I went to the loctician's page, and as promised, she delivered expectations. You know, she really did her thing. Like, she did a really good job. And I saw that she also did lock extension. That was really majority of the locks that she was doing and posting about was lock extensions. And the lock extensions look so real. She also partnered with a lock company that custom made lock extensions. And I went to their page and I saw all their beautiful work. And of course, the locks look real, of course. It was human locks that they were making, all different sizes, even as small as like super skinny locks. I was like, okay, I'm gonna schedule a consultation with her, which I did. And I went to go visit her with my TWA washed and blown out so that she could see it in its glory. Really to see if my hair was long enough to even get lock extensions, and then just to get more information on the process and what I would need as far as if I decided to go the route and reach out to the company that she was partnering with to get my lock extensions or whatever. She went over all of that with me like within 10 to 15 minutes. It was really quick and simple. And she was just like, yeah, just let me know, boo. Like, let me know what you want to do and we'll schedule you an appointment. Let me know when you get your extensions. I was like, okay, yeah. Because at that point I was sold, right? I was sold. She gave me a price as well, and I'm gonna tell you the price was in fact a bag and a half and 3/4. We're gonna leave it at that. It was some money to pay for the expense of simply getting the extensions itself and then paying for the install itself. That was gonna be some money. I technically had the money to do it, but with communicating with the people around me, you know, and getting their opinion, I decided to put it off a little bit to just make sure that, you know, I took care of all of the other things that needed to be prioritized in that moment before doing such a large investment like that. So that is what delayed me from getting my lock extensions. After like just putting them off and giving it some time and then going to that website to price the bundles. And I was like, this is just entirely too much for me personally. Like, this is just entirely too much. And I'm not in a position really to just be going out on a limb and possibly just not even liking what I have or just liking the final results. And with that being stated, I kind of just got off of it for a little bit. I kept wearing my wigs. I wasn't really thinking too much about it. And then I came across another microlocks video randomly one day, and it was my girl who put me on the first time. And I was looking at how hers flourished. I'm like, what the heck did I do wrong? Dang! But I knew what I did wrong. I just was just like, oh, I just really feel like locks are for me. Like, locks are calling me right now. And that's exactly what it was doing. It was calling me back, and I was right there back answering like, hey, boo, you thought I forgot about you? Because I didn't. I got right back into the spirit of getting micro locks. I said, okay, maybe it's just traditional locks that are not for me. With coming to terms with that, I decided to get on a mission to find a loctician in my area. I went and hashtagged my city acronyms, and then I put Sisterlocks and microlocks at the end to see who actually around me did it, and, you know, what their work looked like, what they look like, things of that sort. You know, I just kind of just scoping scenery out, you know. I ended up coming across 2 locticians, but the first one just kind of sold me, you know, just with her content, just pictures of herself. I don't know, I picked up on like just an aura that I would have been comfortable with being around. I went ahead and reached out to her with her links in her bio and stuff, and set up a consultation. I did have to pay for this specific consultation. I think I also paid for the lock extension consultation now that I think about it. I think I did have to pay like, I think $30, $30 or $40 for that consultation, something around that. For this Sisterlock consultation, however, I paid, I think, anywhere between $40 and $60. I can't remember exactly what it was. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, but the consultation was for an hour. So I was paying $40 to $60 for that. So this one was an hour. I didn't know really what we were gonna talk about in an hour or what we were gonna do in an hour. But when I tell you, when I found out, it was well worth an hour, okay? When I met up with this Sisterlock loctician, it was one, of course, out the gate, professionalism. She started out, however, introducing herself, her background, and you know what she does. Then going over Sisterlocks, the facts about Sisterlocks, the point of Sisterlocks, and how Sisterlocks are different and the ranges that they come in. She also measured the length of my hair to let me know whether or not I was at the length that she would be able to start my Sisterlocks journey. And I was, surprisingly. I didn't know if I was. I didn't feel like I had that much hair. I didn't think it was gonna pass the length check. I think the length check was I had to have a minimum of 3 inches, 3.5 inches or something like that. She said I had like 4 inches of hair. So I was like, dang, I did. Black girl magic, that shrinkage was crazy. Okay, that shrinkage be crazy. She broke down to me what was included with the installment. She told me that this consultation amount would be taken out of the full price of the installment. And my first retie would be free with the installment. I also get a Sisterlock's care package that came with a microfiber towel, the Sisterlock shampoo, which is just a clarifying shampoo. That's all that you would use. She gave me some rubber bands that came with that. She also gave me paperwork that I could fill out. It was just like a little postcard. You fill out, you ship it off, and that is how you get your birth certificate for your Sisterlocks, because you send it to like the Sisterlock headquarters or whatever. And that's how I got my certificate, y'all. So we went over all of that, and then she finally asked me, you know, is this something you're interested in? If you want, or if you are interested in it, I can go ahead and send you home with some tester locks today. She gave me about 10 to 11 tester locks, sent me home on my way to just practice maintaining those until the date of my actual installment appointment. The cost of my appointment was a bag. It was a bag. Sisterlocks range anywhere between $800 to I think $1,600. Depending on the loctician, it could be more than that. But anywhere between $800 to $1,600. I already had some money come out of that total cost due to just my consultation with her. And then I didn't even have to pay for my first retie, which would have been the first month of me having locks. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. And she just is someone who actually knows her stuff. She specializes in it, so I trust her. Getting into my installment date. Okay, so the day of my installment, my appointment was at 8 a.m. and we finished at 12 midnight. That's about 15 hours, give or take. My install was 15 hours. I didn't eat the entire install by choice. She was like really worried about me because she was like, are you sure you're not gonna eat? I'm like, I'm not gonna eat anything. Because I just wanted to make sure I was not causing the delay of getting it done. I sat through that whole thing. I probably went to the bathroom like one time, but it was really not bad, honestly. She thought she was gonna have to go into like a second day, but we were able to get it done that night. She was able to knock it out for me because my consultation was mid-January. My installment was March 2nd. So in that time frame, my hair had grew a lot more, but she thugged it out for me. She, you know, she put in that work with me in her chair, watching movies, shows, getting put on to shows, having great conversations. It was a really good vibe. She was a really good energy, and I really didn't mind it, honestly. I was so excited. I just couldn't wait to see the final product. So that is the installment process there for my Sisterlocks. Now, with seeing them after getting them installed, it was definitely different. The whole saying of a plucked chicken, yeah. Sparse hair looking, yeah, because yeah, like it was a really scalpy first couple of days. Granted, my grid was gritting, eating the girls up. Like my grid looked amazing. However, it was just like I wasn't used to seeing my hair look that way. And it took some adjustment, it took some getting used to. The first maybe couple of days, maybe first 2 weeks, I wore a baseball cap to just kind of help me get used to them, you know. And I'm not even supposed to wear caps. She did go over with me that I don't need to wear hats, caps, any of that. I don't need to be sweating in my hair. I don't need my hair to be getting wet. If my hair gets wet, make sure my hair is braided and banded so that it doesn't cause any of my Sisterlocks to slip. So I was doing that process, you know, pretty much these full 3 months of being locked. Now, the first week of getting Sisterlocks, my head was itching like crazy. Crazy. My scalp was itching. I didn't have any type of like rose water or any of that to spritz it with or anything like that. I thugged it out, tapping my head, patting it like I had a wig on. I was going through it. She said that I should not have to put any oil or grease in my hair simply because it attracts lint, and that's something that you really want to prevent with micro locks, because when you get lint in your hair, it's really hard to get them out. So I haven't used oil in my hair for this full 3 months. Like if my hair needs to be hydrated, I wash it. Once it got through that phase, my first wash day kind of like healed everything. Like when I got to wash my hair for the first time, the itching really stopped after that. Like it was pretty much over with. Me personally, I love a fresh retie, so like I would just be really excited. I just cannot wait until it's time for my hair to get retied, because when my hair is growing out, the front of my hair, it just starts looking so messy that I just can't stand it. And it's so short, so it's not much that I can really do with it but let it do its thing. Or wear a hat, which don't tell her that I'm wearing a hat. Don't be telling her I be putting hats on. I love the fresh retwist look as well when people get their hair retwist. And I just love the fresh retie look. I just think it looks so much better. I have zero regrets about it right now. Like I love everything about it. I love the maturing of them. I love the process. And you know, they just look different all the time. I just can't wait to see what their final form is gonna be when they're hanging. And I can't wait to share that experience with you all and keep y'all up to date. So with that being said, I'm probably gonna do my next video in 3 months. So September, I should be doing my next check-in with my locks. Overall, what they look like may be a little different as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's pretty much all that I really wanted to cover about my Sisterlocks. I'm glad I was able to show these off to y'all, okay? Cause somebody had to see them. But yeah, y'all, so that is all that I had to share today. I missed y'all, I really did. I missed being on YouTube. I missed doing a lot of things I used to do, and I will be back doing that stuff real soon. But I'll be checking in with y'all in 3 months regarding my Sisterlock journey, so y'all stay tuned to that, and I'ma holla at y'all.